What factors affect the relative price elasticity of demand? Well, we'll name 3 here to help you understand which products would tend to be more elastic and which products would tend to be less elastic. First, the availability of substitutes. How easy is it for you to switch from one good to another? If it's really easy for you to switch from one product to another product, then a price increase is going to cause consumers to change their behavior quite a bit. Goods with more substitutes will be more elastic. This also means that broader categories of products will have less elastic demand than specific products within that category, simply because the specific product will have more substitutes. For example, a specific brand of breakfast cereal will likely have very elastic demand, because if the price increases, consumers can simply switch to a different brand, maybe a totally different type of cereal, or maybe toast. Demand for food is inelastic because we all need it, but demand for a specific food product will probably be pretty elastic. So specific products will have more elastic demand. In addition to the availability of substitutes, the price, or rather the share of your budget that the item constitutes, will matter. Some things may simply be too expensive to afford. Here we can see that the larger the budget share, the more elastic demand. And if you think through a simple example, a 10% increase in the price of toothpicks, which is relatively cheap, may not even be noticed by consumers. But a 10% increase in rent certainly will. Or a 10% increase in the price of a new car. So consumers will respond much more to changes in price for high budget items than to changes in price for low budget items. Finally, time. Of course, over longer periods of time, we're more able to adapt our behavior. So more time means more elastic. Sometimes economists like to distinguish between behavior changes in the short run versus the long run. Now, there's no set definition of what is the short run, what is the long run, but what we mean by short run is behavior change in a relatively short amount of time versus potentially different behavior changes after a longer period of time. So for example, if the price of gasoline doubles, tomorrow I likely have to make the same number of car trips that I made today. I have to drive to work or pick my kids up from school, get groceries. But if the price of gasoline doubles and remains high for a long period of time, I may start to change my behavior in other ways, moving closer to where I work, for example, buying a more fuel-efficient car. So the longer the time period, the more easily I can adapt to price changes, and the more elastic demand becomes.